Hey viewers, and welcome back to the Minecraft Dad server. So yes, I realize it has been a while since I have recorded on the server, and I do apologize for that. I have been on the server, so it's not like I've stopped playing, I just stopped recording. So this area here is my house. I did say that I would, well, it's not my house, but it's where my house will be. I did say that I would record the building of my house. So that's what I'm going to do. So here I've kind of set out a base, like a foundation, and kind of a frame for it. There's kind of a little bridge and some stairs here. I'm going to go with a... Yeah, see, I think this might even be too close. I might end up... Actually, no, that should be fine. Yeah, it should be fine. Because I'll have... Yeah, well, I don't know. I may move this back at some point. But I'm going to have kind of the log beams supporting it. And I'm thinking I might use lightwood. Whoa, that was fast. I might use lightwood for the walls, and then maybe an oak wood or jungle wood for the flooring in here. But today, I am not doing that. Today, I am collecting the resources to be able to do that. So I've got my food here. So I've got my stone axe. I should actually probably make another one. I would be using iron if I had it, but I don't. I don't feel like going all the way back to the spawn town because, well, there's my coordinates. Oh god, I can't even find them. Negative 1172x and 796. So it is a ways. It's a little walk. This is kind of the only spot that I could choose that there weren't buildings. Like, I mean, if I walk that way a little bit, there's buildings, and if I walk that way a little bit, there's buildings. So it is far from the main spawn town, but I'm not totally in the middle of nowhere. So what I have planned for this is either I'm gonna have to fill these down a layer, maybe. Yeah, put another log on each of those. But either what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fill in the floor. I'm gonna have support beams holding it up. Or I'm going to just fill it in with stone. I think it might be a combination of both. I might fill in a bunch of that area there with stone and use some support beams. But today, I'm just going to be collecting wood. So I'm going to collect wood and talk about some stuff. I was trying to think of some good conversation topics because... I know a lot of commentators do that. They come up with topics beforehand, and I need torches. Do I? No, I don't. They come up with topics beforehand, and they make a list of points, and then they read off those topics. And for the most part, all my commentary, well, for the most part, no, the most part, all my commentary is on the spot, making it up. Now, maybe I think about what I'm going to talk about beforehand, but I don't have any notes or anything like that. But I thought that it might be a good idea to start doing. Now, I haven't done it for this particular video, but I'm thinking maybe in the future, instead of me just doing whatever or not say, like, okay, I do have a topic in mind, what I want to talk about. I don't have any points for it, though. But I feel like having a topic, I can at least record and give you guys some footage of and keep you up to date of what's going on without it being totally boring. Because the only time I've ever recorded on here is when I had something to talk about. So I feel like, okay, well, maybe I can record on here and just come up with something to talk about. So it kind of works both ways. But I think it is a good idea to kind of make notes because then I can keep on track because I know that there are some times, guys, where I am in a world like this and I stop talking for a little bit and that's usually for one of two reasons, or three, or four maybe. I'm either sick, I'm tired, I'm thinking of something else to say because I've like run out of things to talk about, or I'm focusing. Most of the time, it's because I've run out of things to talk about, or I'm focusing. But I feel like if I have a list, then I won't run out of things to talk about. And if I do, I can at least end the episode there, and it won't be so like on the spot, no awkward silences, you know. So, and the last time I did a Minecraft video, a Minecraft dad video. Don't even ask. Don't even ask why I said Minecraft. But last time I did a Minecraft video, I told you guys a little story about Uni's server, which I haven't been on in a little while. No one's been on that in a while, actually. So I'm definitely not recording a video series, or a series on there. But I told you guys a story about that, and I thought, like, when I was looking back on it, I thought, okay, this is a good thing to be able to tell stories when I'm doing something boring, like mining. I was mining that whole episode, but I was talking about some updates, and I told that story, and that ended up being like a 20-minute video. So, yeah, I thought that would be a good idea to start coming up with a list of topics and stuff like that. So, the first thing I'm going to ask you guys is if there's anything that you want me to talk about, any topics, if you have any ideas or anything like that, feel free to post that in the comments. Obviously, it'll be at my discretion whether I choose to talk about it or not. But like, if you say, I don't know, talk about your first time playing Minecraft, or how did you get on Minecraft, or something like that. If you guys ask that and you want to know it, then I will dedicate an episode to talking about that. And depending on what kind of questions I ask, like if I get some that can be answered quite easily, I may do a Q&A kind of video. But until then, if you guys have any questions about me, or any suggestions for topics, or anything that you want to hear my opinion on, go ahead and post it in the comments, and I might just do that. And it'll also give me a reason to record some Minecraft Dad server stuff. But anyway, so today I wanted to talk about, I want to tell you guys a story. It is a short one, and it's not anything too crazy, but when I was maybe 5 or 6 years old, so this is a long time ago, we went to as a summer vacation. My family and we went down to Nova Scotia and New Brunswick. Or no, was it Nova Scotia? I think it was it was New Brunswick. And we ended up staying in a hotel overnight, and I remember it was a special night at the hotel, and they had they had a bug, or no, I guess it was 2 nights that we were there. So there was a weird like beetle display or something, like bugs, where you collect bugs and you put the pin through them on the board. Because I remember looking at some of those, and there were some weird friggin' bugs in there. But one of the things that came up is that I guess they had like events every night or every other night or something like that, and one of the events was Family Fear Factor. So my brother and I, like, we'd seen the show when we were younger, but so we were kind of thinking, okay, I don't want to lay in a tank full of scorpions, so no thank you. But my parents kind of talked us into it, so our family ended up signing up for this Family Fear Factor the following night. So the next night came around, and it was in kind of like a conference room, and there were maybe 6 or 7 families total. So it wasn't like a huge thing, but most of the people were families of at least 3, and the kids were probably the same age as us. But basically what it was just a competition. whoever could do each challenge the best would end up winning. And we had to pick. There were like family names, and I don't know why we didn't just use our real last name, but it was like a card, and I remember there was like you could pick your team name could be like the Addams Family, the Simpsons, the Jetsons. Like there was all these like TV show family last names that you could pick, and I think we were the Simpsons. So yeah, woo. Anyway, so basically for each challenge, you had to pick one or two or three family members, or maybe even four. I can't really remember, but there were three that really stand out in my mind. Three challenges. So the first one that I really remember was it was a food contest. And so they said, oh, okay, we need someone who likes gummy worms. And my brother at the time, he still does. He still likes gummy worms. I don't really like gummy candies. That's just not my thing. I mean, I don't mind them, but I don't really like them. So that was his challenge. That was something that he got to do. So you go up, but then once you've been chosen for the thing, you can't switch. And then they tell you the rest of the thing. So the catch was you had to reach into a bag with a bunch of pool balls. Depending on what number you pulled out, it would determine a type of sauce or a topping that you would get on top of these gummy worms. So there was some ridiculous, there was hot sauce, there was mayonnaise, there was ketchup, mustard, relish, like just some like really gross stuff. So then my brother wasn't too thrilled about having to eat these gummy worms. Lucky for him, he chose mayonnaise. Now, it was definitely unfair because the kid beside him got hot sauce and it was a liquid. Like, there was no way this kid was going to avoid the hot sauce. If he was going to eat these worms, these gummy worms, he had to eat the hot sauce. There was no way. But the mayonnaise came in a jar. So this guy plopped a huge chunk of mayonnaise on top of the worms, and my brother pretty much just pulled the worms out from underneath this chunk of mayonnaise. Barely got any mayonnaise on the gummies. So I think we ended up winning that challenge. But something like that, it was like that was just totally lucky and good for him because he didn't have to eat anything gross on his gummy worms. So we ended up winning that challenge, and there were a couple other small ones I don't remember, but I remember the fourth or fifth challenge was my dad and I, we went up together for this one, and you had to one person had to wrap the other person in toilet paper, and the judge had to tell you if it was okay or not. It couldn't be broken, like it had to be one continuous thing, so if it broke, you had to take it off and start all over. Naturally, my dad says, okay, I'm going to wrap you up because, one, he's bigger than me, so it would take him longer for me to wrap him up, and I might have trouble reaching his head and stuff like that. So it just made more sense for him to wrap me up. So that's what we did. He wrapped me up, and we were one of the first ones done. Oh, why am I using wood? We were one of the first ones done, so we got like 3 points or whatever it was for a win for that one. And that was pretty fun. I just remember holding the piece of toilet paper to my forehead and seeing white the whole time, and I could feel him wrapping it around me, and that was it. So that one was a pretty easy one. Now, there was one challenge that particularly scarred me for life. I'm going to remember it for the rest of my life. I remember it so clearly to this day, and I'm going to remember it for the rest of my life. I can assure you of that. So it was one of the last challenges, I think, if not the last one. And they said, for this next challenge, we're going to need a family member who's brave. So immediately I think, okay, my dad. Like he's a strong guy. He's big. He could be it, right? For whatever reason, everyone else in my family turns and looks at me and says, "Oh, McCullough, you're brave. You can go up and do that." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" So I was kind of like, okay. Like I was kind of flattered. I was like, "Well, thanks. You guys think I'm the bravest one in the family." Except at that time, if I went to the washroom at night, I still ran and jumped a good 10 feet from my bed so the monster couldn't grab my feet. But they didn't know that. No big deal. I didn't tell people. They didn't know, so I guess it was okay. They thought I was brave, so apparently I did a good job at keeping that image up. But it turned out bad for me because I thought, okay, so I was like kind of happy. I'm like, okay, my family thinks I'm the bravest, blah, blah, blah. I'll go up and do it. As soon as we get up there, he starts describing the challenge, and I almost cried. I'm surprised to this day that I didn't, because if it happened to me now, I would probably cry. You see, when I was young, there were two things. Well, there were a couple. There were a lot of things that scared me, but there were two of the things that were like the worst as far as scaring me, making me nervous go, was one, bees and wasps. The reason for that, when I was like 2 years old, a wasp got in my ear. My parents told me not to freak out. I freaked out, and it stung me in the ear, like in my ear hole. So that's not pretty. I still don't like wasps, but I don't scream when I see them anymore, like I used to. So there was that. Just so you get kind of understand how this other fear goes. The other thing that scared me was being the center of attention. Standing up in front of large groups of people and talking or performing. And to this day, I still don't like that. I still don't like standing up in front of large groups of people and talking. I had stage fright. I have stage fright. So if I can, I will avoid talking in front of groups of people. Or doing anything in front of groups of people. I mean, class projects, yeah, I get it, I have to, and I get through it, but it's not fun for me. Acting, I could never, I mean, some of my friends think I'd be a good actor, but I would not be able to act on a stage in front of more than like 10 people, because I would just get way too nervous, and it's bad. Anyways, so basically, he starts describing the event, and I remember his words exactly. He says, now, I certainly hope that you are the bravest one in your family, because I have had people, and he says, I've had people run out of the room, run down the aisle, crying because of this, because sometimes it can be so scary. And as soon as he said crying, I'm thinking, oh my God, what the frig are we going to be doing now? And he said, because of this fear they have, and it's called stage fright. And as soon as he said that, I looked at my parents and I was like, oh my God, help me, help me. Like, the emergency lights and sirens were going off in my head. I was freaking out. I'm looking to my parents for any kind of, hey, okay, let's switch. Nope, nothing. They just sat there and smiled. And I'm like 3 rows ahead of them, so I can't, like, I'm not going to yell across and say, hey, blah, blah, I need to switch with you guys, because, like, that would be hard enough. So he goes on to continue, or he continues describing the challenge, and it is, you need to sing and dance in front of the whole freaking group of people. So now at this point, I'm seriously thinking of running down the aisle, crying, like, out of the room. And I was close to it. I think I was the 3rd one to go. And I watched I don't even remember the other 2 people performing, because the whole time I was thinking, oh my God, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Honestly, I don't remember anyone else performing but me. But there was one younger kid, and the other, like, 4 people that went were adults. So I got up there, and I was looking at my mom, and she says, sing, row, row, row your boat. And I thought, okay, that's the one thing I know how to do. So the first thing I said when I got the mic, I said, I'm really nervous. And immediately that made me feel a little bit better because then I guess it felt like maybe the crowd wouldn't be expecting so much from me because I was a little bit afraid. No, a little bit afraid. That's an understatement. Because I was terrified. Because I was scared poopless. So I felt like, what the heck? That would be a derp right there. That'd be a Uniclad right there. Yeah, we'll see if she remembers that. Anyways, so yeah, that was bad. So I was singing I had to sing Row Row Your Boat, and then I had to dance. So the first thing I did was, okay, I thought, like, apparently I was creative enough to think, okay, I'm gonna make this a little bit funny. So I started singing Row 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 Your Boat gently down the stream. I don't even remember how that freaking song goes. Oh yeah, merrily, 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 life's but a dream. Right. So that's the actual song. Right to about up into Row 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 Your Boat gently down the stream. I changed it because I was a daredevil. I said, and if you see a crocodile, don't forget to scream. So that was my thing. I don't know why on earth I decided to do that, but I did that. So I did that once, and he says, all right, again. I'm like, oh, God, dang it. So I had to do it again. And then he said, dance a little more. So I'm like two-stepping it up there. I'm pretty sure it was the most pathetic looking thing in the world. But I was like 6, and I had stage fright, and I didn't die, which is still a miracle. So I did it, and he's like, all right, I'll give you an 8. He's like, I like the song, the lyrics were original, but you could have danced a little more. And I was like, okay, good enough. An 8, good enough. I went down, and my mom was like, oh, you did such a good job. And I was still, like, adrenaline. I was in shock, I'm pretty sure. And I think we ended up winning. Like, overall, we tied for first place or something with, like, 2 other families. Yeah, I probably could have done without that whole singing thing. To this day, I don't sing or dance in front of people. I mean, dancing, I'm getting a little bit more comfortable dancing in front of people, but I don't sing in front of people. I'm pretty sure that actually scarred me for life. And the only thing, I mean, it's bad enough to talk in front of people, but I had to sing. That's like torture. Like that was just terrible. I mean, because I've done things in front of crowds afterwards. In grade 6, I think I had to host an assembly at our school, and I was up there with 3 people, and I read names off a list. And that was nerve-wracking, but it wasn't, like, I mean, about halfway through I realized, okay, it's not this bad. Oh, okay, I'm not going to cut this tree down. No. So yeah, about halfway through the whole MC thing, I realized, okay, it's not that bad. And that was fine compared to the singing. The singing thing was just horrible. And I don't even know why no one stepped in and said, oh yeah, sure, I'll do it for you. Okay, this is ridiculous. And they never did. But, all in all, I guess, I don't know. It was a good experience because I know that I will never ever do that again. I'm not going to be a singer or a dancer when I'm older. That is faux show. I got a lot of friggin' wood just talking. I don't even remember cutting half of this stuff down. But yeah, that was an experience. It was definitely really embarrassing. I mean, I don't think I did as bad as I think I did, which is kind of doesn't make sense what I just said. Because, I mean, I was 6. People probably weren't expecting it to be that great anyways. And I'm pretty sure it wasn't even singing. It was more me just probably talking into a mic. Because, like I said, I don't like singing in front of people. Well, yeah, I didn't like doing anything in front of people, large groups of people, let alone singing. So I probably didn't even sing. I was probably just like, row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. And if you see a crocodile, don't forget to scream. Kind of rocking back and forth, and, you know, to spice it up. But other than that, I probably didn't do nearly as much as I thought I did. It's getting shot at here. Anyways, guys, that is should be enough wood. I think I might collect a little bit more off screen to finish building this house. But anyways, yeah, thanks for watching, guys. If you have any stories about getting up in front of large groups of people, go ahead and post that in the comments, because I would love to hear you guys' stories, kind of what happened. Because I know for me, mine was not a good experience. Maybe you had a good experience. Maybe you wanted to do that. But regardless, if you have any experience getting up and doing anything in front of people on a stage with a mic in your hand, let me know, because I definitely enjoy reading some of those. And if you have any topics, anything you want my opinion on, anything you want me to talk about, get advice on, anything like that, feel free to post those in the comments too, because it'll only give me a reason to make more episodes for you guys. So thanks for watching again, guys. Click the annotation in the top right to watch the next episode. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like or post a comment below, or both. Be sure to check out my channel and subscribe for more videos just like this one. And I'm also on Twitter if you want to follow me there for daily channel updates. So thanks again for watching. Till next time, I'm Muck. Peace off.